A very good evening to you, our viewers, and welcome to Youth Impact, where we are not just talking about growing up, we are growing up talking. This show has been brought to you by Success Africa in partnership with KUTV. I am your lovely host, Derek Wesley. So today we are looking at a topic that affects, if not all, then most of the youths around the globe, and that is fashion sense. But before that, let's cross over to Success Africa, bringing us the Vox Pops.
Today we're talking about fashion sense, and we are asking, Gen Z has been accused of indecent dressing. What did you say about how Gen Z is dressing nowadays compared to the other generation?
For Gen Zs, they've learned more about their body types. They've been searching about it because maybe our parents didn't tell us about, like, you are born, then they're told this is your body type. So now people have been influenced to wear according to their body types. Now, when someone is happy about it and feels comfortable, I don't think if it's a bad thing. Yeah.
You think social media has had a place in shaping how our dress code has been as Gen Z?
Yeah, for me personally, yeah, it has, because some of us are not even exposed, because when your parents just buys for you a pair of like shorts, trousers, then they're good with it. But now social media has really helped.
Okay, according to me, I would say, for me, what I wear what I'm comfortable with. I don't wear it to make someone feel disrespected about it, but I do wear it because I feel like it fits me and I feel like I'm more confident with what I wear.
Okay, first ni obvious, lazima uwe na mentor, si ndio? So like mimi ni mtu nafuatilia ni pop culture ama hii stuff za like American rap, si ndio? So like mimi like mentor wangu sana ni anaitwa Travis Scott na ASAP Rocky. So like mimi nawafuatilia. So like yenye navaa kama ikubambi si ni fit, kwani na care juu mimi nafuatilia like people wenye mimi napenda. Social media has not influenced me by anything. So like mimi nafuata tu mentors zangu na venye wameni inspire, na ndio hivyo tu basi.
Joining us on set today to help us understand what fashion sense really means to this generation is the one and only Miss Tourism Africa, Mical Israel. Thank you so much for joining us on set. Actually, recently, the last time I saw you, you were just this little girl doing the most. But today, you're Miss Tourism Africa. Tell us, how fast was this?
Thank you so much for having me. Point of correction, I'm Miss Tourism Africa Kenya.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to present the country next week for the now Miss Tourism Africa crown.
Mm-hmm.
So the Kenya beat us.
You already have a crown, wow.
It's Miss Tourism Africa Kenya,
mm-hmm.
but then going to battle for mm-hmm. Miss Tourism Africa crown.
Oh, so that is actually what you're going to fight for.
Yes.
And you've won already.
Thank you so much. So Israel Nicole is a model, an award-winning filmmaker. To be specific, I'm a director of photography. So I speak visually. That is my major. I speak visually, be it in terms of special lighting, camera angles, and compositions. That is what I do with passion. So that is what most people know me for, mm-hmm. because lens is my signature. Apart from that, I'd say in general I'm a creative. Being a model, I'm a sportswoman. Yeah, I'm a sportswoman with the words again. Just to mention a few sports I participate in is athletics and netball, which I'm currently undertaking till date. The rest, little bit gave up on them.
So how do you get to do so much? Yet you also model, because I believe you're the only person, I literally say, who gets to be behind the camera, and when you like, you come in front of the camera, you're in the field. I mean, how do you manage to do all that all at the same time?
I'd say it's passion and the energy in me. Mm-hmm. I feel less productive when I'm just behind the camera, or mm-hmm. less productive when I'm just on screen. Mm-hmm. So I utilize the time I have to do the maximum that I can do. So that is me. It's just the energy in me.
Wow,
yes.
That is so good. So today's topic generally is about the fashion sense and the understanding of our generation, which you're part of course, mm-hmm. and how they relate to it. Okay. So From the street views, most people have been, or rather our generation have been accused of being indecently dressed in regards to other people's generations. So what do you think is the problem exactly?
I don't call it a problem, but I'll call it time revolution. We have to accept that time has evolved. Things are changing. The cultures that we used to have are no longer being adhered to. And that is mostly what's affecting us as the Gen Zs, because we were born with the technology. And technology is certainly influencing how we react to dressing and anything else, because the world has been turned into a global village. Yes.
So by technology, I'd point out that you mean specifically social media, because this is where most of the people get to interact. So what role does social media play in determining what fashion sense we are taking up as Gen Z?
Social media is playing a major role in determining how we dress as Gen Zs, because the fashion trends, for other generations maybe they didn't have that exposure to a fashion trends even in America or the UAE, but for us we have that. We have that exposure to through the social media, of course. Yeah, so we have so many vlogs, so many models out there showing their designs. So that is what has affected us mostly, because we see that, we try to emulate, and that is how we get to the fashions and the designs we do.
So because currently there's a debate that is going on, we have quite a lot of campaigns, we have My Dress, My Choice. So for a generation that probably existed way before we came into existence, this is an intimidating way for a young person to present themselves. So what exactly should we tell these people? Because we need to exist. I need to be comfortable before my parents. But when I put on something that is quite intimidating according to their own age, it brings problems to me. So today we have My Dress, My Choice. Don't you think the youths, or rather Gen Z, are intimidating for themselves or creating problems with the current generations? Do you think we are decently dressed?
To some extent, as I said again, it's about it's time evolving, it's things changing. My indecency is relative. I may dress in a particular manner. According to you, I'm indecent. According to me and others, I'm not indecent. So indecency is relative. But what affects us as Gen Z is others critiquing how we dress is just the my dress, my choice. I think how someone dresses should not be a final yes.
So don't you think it's quite justified when somebody's let's say, because the skirts are coming way up from where they used to be naturally, because you also need to understand that we have cultural norms that used to guide us way before social media came into place.
Do you know before I can't remember which year those were, but before, in our traditional African society, how did we dress?
Probably I picture my grandparents, great grandparents having leaves or something sort of.
We only covered the important parts. Our great grandfathers. That was our African culture. In South Africa, up to date, women still dress without their breasts being covered. It's African culture. You understand? But now we're trying to infuse these urban wears or Western dressing. That is what mostly is in our current generation. But again, doing that in an Africanized way, I'd say, because
so we're just bringing the leaves, but in a more modernized way, using fabric instead.
Exactly. That is what I think. Because before, our great grandfathers only used to cover the important parts. So why is this bringing cases now? Because it's fabric, or it's not the sisal twins anymore.
So it's, according to you, it's literally the same thing. The only difference is the material.
Exactly.
So how does Gen Z's fashion sense align with their values and their principles today? Because there are people who are taking up personalities like mentors, we have people following pop musicians. So how does this align to their principles and what they believe in or what they stand for?
Personally, I'd not say sense of fashion or dressing would align to someone's principles. On a personal level, I don't think that is applicable in most people, because most of us just dress because it's a trending fashion, or because there's this dress looking good, or because this is what I can afford. You understand? So I don't think that would align with the.
But today, you see, we have people actually dressing so that they are able to be identified with different kind of people in the society. For example, I'd say people dress, we have quite a lot of people who are cross-dressing today. So when they cross-dress, probably they'd want to be identified with a gender that does not really depict automatically when you see them. So when you see me in a dress today, it has to be a representation of something else that I stand for as a person. So is this a way that the youths are currently using to express themselves to the society?
I'd say 3 out of 10 use that to express themselves, because on a random day, if you walked in Nairobi CBD, I'd say I'd only meet 10 people whose dressing signifies who they are, but it's not the majority. It's not the majority.
So it's just a portion of people.
Yeah, it's just a pocket full of people who dress to identify who they are, dress as an identity. Yes.
I'd ask you what you're wearing today, but before that, we are taking a short break, and when we come back, we'll bring you more of the same topic until we really get to understand when are we going to draw the line between this generation and the generation of our great-grandfathers. Thank you so much for staying tuned. We take a short break. Thank you so much for staying tuned to Youth Impact. The conversation keeps going. So, Nicole, before we took a break, we were discussing about gender-neutral dressing. And right now we have very many cloth designs and brands that are embracing gender-neutral clothes. So what is the reception of the youths in regards to this trend?
I'd say the gender-neutral dressings are a fine taste of fashion. Reason because even as ladies, they make us feel there's some gender equality these clothes are bringing to our generation or to the society at large. So embracing the unisex clothes, actually called unisex clothes, right? Unisex clothes, I feel they're actually balancing that gender equality thing.
So it's actually very easy right now to buy your clothes and your husband's clothes at the same place.
Exactly.
And it would perfectly fit.
Yes, so I think it's a nice deal. It's a nice deal because it's really taking part in embracing gender balance and equality. Yes.
Freedom for women, freedom for men.
Exactly.
Well, so what is the role of religion? Because religion speaks bigly, especially when it comes to how we express ourselves and our fashion. So what is the role of religion in identifying? Because religion actually draws a very thick line. So this is how you're supposed to dress. This is how you're not supposed to dress. So what do you think religion can do so that they can understand this generation?
In terms of religion, it's a critical part actually, because we have a diverse range of religions. From, let's say, I'm an SDA, Catholics, repentance and holiness. Every religion has its own doctrine, which detects how their followers are supposed to dress. SDA doctrine and repentance and holiness doctrine are entirely different.
Yeah, quite different. Yeah.
Yes. So I may dress as an SDA, but according to the doctrine of another church, I'm indecent. So religion is a very critical issue that I would not like to talk about.
So because when you step on this other side, you might be very decent. When you step on this other side, you might be very indecent.
Exactly.
So where exactly do we draw the line? Because at the end of the day, we need to understand. I need to be comfortable walking. You as a person who's next to me, you need to be comfortable that you're in the same space with me. Because I really doubt if you'd be comfortable sitting down with me in this interview if I had worn the exact same dress that you're wearing today.
Personally, on a personal level, I'd say you should just put on what you feel comfortable in and what will not affect those in your environment. Because you may be comfortable with a dress or a clothing, but don't be selfish. Consider those around you. How do they see you in what you're wearing, or how does it affect them? But someone should not just dress on what they feel comfortable.
My dress, my choice.
Exactly.
So what exactly do you think we look for, especially in this age and time when we are dressing? What do we look for? Is it for the recognition? Is it because our body types have pushed us to dress that way? Is it because of mentors we're getting from online? What exactly do we look for before we determine what to put on?
Most people consider their body types, which is very important because when it comes to body type, when you mess up your fashion with your body type, you actually look so funny.
You become an atomic bomb.
Exactly. But so most people measure on their body types. Trending fashions is a key when it comes to our generation deciding on what to dress on. We have the trending fashions, this and this is out. Let's try this. This brand has launched a new shirt or skirt. That is what most people consider. Other people try to emulate celebrities. This celebrity wore this, so let me try to emulate this.
So that I can look exactly like them.
Exactly. But again, what we may forget, or what we may assume is the pocket. The money speaks.
Is it pocket friendly?
Yes, is it pocket friendly? Can you afford it? So that is what is also affecting most of the youths. Someone may really want to be dressed in a Dior or some brand or LC Waikiki, but you can't afford it. So what do? Gikomba saves the day. Yes.
So like today I'm wearing the very latest design market. But because we've talked of the consumers already, now let's take a shift to the producers. Because we understand that fashion is a whole industry. So do you have young people who've ventured into fashion design and are actually making so much money out of it that they could be an inspiration to other people? Because it's better to be a producer than just a consumer. So do you have people who are also venturing into this, especially young people who have taken it as a personal initiative?
Yes, from the angle I'm sitting, I see so many young people who are fashion designers and just creatives, because fashion itself is an art. And when you are talking about an art, or when you are doing art, it's your own way of expressing yourself in your own magical way. So many youths have ventured into fashion and designing. Personally have friends who are designers, and they're really doing good. It's a really paying field. Yes.
So recently we had the climate summit, and climate action has been a global topic. So the fashion industry, how is it involved in the climate action, or the fight for a better tomorrow, a greener tomorrow? Because when you produce fabric, I get to understand it entails an entire process as compared to what our grandparents used to wear, just leaves, blah blah and all that. So what role does fashion sense create, especially in the climate action?
Fashion sense is it's a critical department. It's a really critical department when it comes to preserving our mother nature. And as youths, as everyone, we should stand up and make this possible, because for example, the fast fashion clothes, are they called fast fashion clothes? Yes, the fast fashion clothes, even these are clothes that are really produced in large numbers. They're cheap, but they're not durable. You use it for a short period of time, you go to the next and the next and the next. So fashion sense or the industry of fashion should really consider when producing clothes or when coming up with the clothes that are environmental friendly and that can save our mother nature. Yes.
So my very last question as we summarize maybe would be, what do you think the future holds for Gen Z's fashion?
As I said when we began, things change with time. Maybe in the next 10 years, things will be different
from what we have today.
From what we have today. Other generations are also coming in place. They will come in place. So, just as the millennials, are they called the millennials?
The millennials.
Millennials. We overtook them to some extent. Another generation will come, it will overtake us. So, what we actually need to do is embrace the change, adapt it, and move on with it, because life has to continue. Yes.
Regardless.
Exactly.
So I want you, as your parting shot, maybe looking at the camera, because fashion sense is a widely talked about topic, and we have very many people today, especially our generation, who are not able to walk out of their houses, of their homes, dressed the way they are dressed, because they fear judgment, they fear the persecution that is out there. So I want you to, looking at the camera, speak to these people who still do not have the confidence to bring themselves out and to represent themselves in the spaces that the youths are occupying because of what they're dressing.
That's a tricky one, but to everyone out there who feels they're not comfortable or they feel that they'll be judged on how they dress, the secret is believe in yourself. Just do you. That is it. Do you. Just put on whatever you feel you're comfortable with and be you, because the world is full of a lot of criticization from different people. So just be you. Yes.
Oh, I feel like I should.
And most importantly, by the way, they normally say charity begins at home. So also, as you be you, follow your roots, follow how you are brought up, follow your church doctrines, and then life will be good.
Now I feel like, because you've said charity begins at home, Mom, I cannot put on leaves like my grandparents did. I feel like they should really understand that this is exactly how I need to look, especially at this time.
It's the time, yes.
So thank you so much, Nicole, for joining us on set.
Thank you.
That is so insightful, and we wish you the very best when you go out there. Make sure you represent us, and so that people could see you as an example, so that tomorrow when we meet, today we almost wore the same thing. I think I should walk you on the red carpet when you're representing Kenya. Thank you so much for joining us. That was our time. We take a short break, and when we come back, we bring you the Youth of the Week. In the wake of demand for cheaper and cleaner energy sources, two former classmates, Ali and Khan, have invented an electric tuk-tuk. Let's take a look.
In the wake of demand for cheap and clean energy, two former classmates in Kenya have successfully launched Kenya's first electric tuk-tuk. Ali Jawad Molu, the director of Solutions Africa Limited, says he and his friend Alkber Khan decided to pursue a cheaper means of mobility while looking for an innovative business idea.
So what inspired us to start ImbukwaOur, the electric tuk-tuk? So I was born and raised in Mombasa, and 23 years, I thought this would be a very good idea to come up with, especially in terms of giving back to the community. The ImbukwaOur features a lot of advantages, and one of them is noise pollution, air pollution as well. And with the levels of pollution that is going on right now in Mombasa, in Kenya as a whole, this would be a this is a very great initiative in order to tackle these problems.
The duo started working on the electric tuk-tuk idea slightly over a year ago, and they are happy to be selling their electric tuk-tuk in their showroom in Mombasa, a coastal town in Kenya. They have so far manufactured over 35 electric tuk-tuks and are locally assembling other electric tuk-tuks. Molly says that the tuk-tuks are fully electric and don't have a fuel option.
The tuk-tuk is fully electric, and it's called e-beba, so E for electric. And this does not use any sort of petrol or diesel. A lot of people get confused whether this is a hybrid tuk-tuk, but it's not. There's no sort of petrol or diesel, it's fully electric. It gives you up to 100 kilometers of charge, of range on a full charge, and realistically people can use this tuk-tuk for the day in Mombasa, because Mombasa is a small town. I think we all think 100 kilometers is good. And yeah, they come, they charge it, they start the next day.
Ali Jawad Molu says the electric tuk-tuk is way economical than a fuel tuk-tuk. With a full charge, one can go up to 100 kilometers. Molu added that a full charge is enough for a normal day operation. The tuk-tuk uses Kenya shillings 200 of power for a full charge, while most people use more than double the amount on fuel. He said that the main challenge they are facing now is changing people's mindsets to embrace electric tuk-tuk, the fear of running out of power, and lack of numerous charging facilities.
So I think overall there is about an 80% saving, and this is because to fully charge the e-beba only costs you up to 200 shillings. And the regular tuk-tuks on the road use about 1,000 shillings of fuel a day. So if you do the math, it's 800 shillings, which is about 80% saving. So within 2-3 months, you've saved up quite a bit of money, especially when using the e-beba.
Molu says the electric tuk-tuk comes with a 3-in universal charge to ease its charging. Solutions Africa Limited says it is planning to expand its market reach to other parts of Kenya and Africa.
So it's all about educating the people around us. A lot of the people who drive regular tuk-tuks here do not know or have the fear, what if it stops, what if something happens to it. Us at Solutions Africa Limited, we have the spare parts, we have the people behind us, to help us in case there's any problem. So overall, confident about this idea, and we're also the consumers, the clients are also very confident with us as well.
Thank you so much for staying tuned to Youth Impact until the end of the show. But before we take, of course, before we leave, because you're going to represent the country out there, you're going to get this opportunity to tell us how we are able to support you through your socials. And of course, you'll close the show because you're also a journalist.
Okay. So thank you once again. Let me begin by introducing myself again. I'm Israel Nicole Athiambo Uche, Miss Tourism Africa Kenya, and I'll be presenting our republic in the Miss Tourism Africa competition. It's an international pageant competition that deals with the tourism and seeing Africa first. So I need your support in terms of prayers, in terms of just going to the social media handles, that's official Miss Tourism Africa, and lifting the Kenyan flags high. That alone is a support. So may you pray for me, may you wish me well, and may you go to official Miss Tourism Africa page and lift the Kenyan flags high. On Instagram, I'm Ochi_Nikki. On Facebook, I'm Nicole Israel. TikTok, Israel Junior. Yes, thank you so much. And it has been a lovely, lovely show staying with you. Till we meet next time, when I'll be back with the crown.
We always say, until next time, stay curious and keep making a difference.
Yes.
Adios.
Adios.